Hi, and welcome to Ins and Outs. Today we'll be covering chapters 16 to 20 of the book of Genesis. Mark, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. I hear you speak 3 different languages.
Yes, if you count every language.
So you are trilingual.
Yes.
Wow.
Thank you.
Okay, but today we'll be answering in English, you know, right?
Okay.
Okay, cool. And next up we have Mina. How are you?
Pretty good, how are you?
I'm good. I hear your nickname is Shaq.
Yeah.
Is that named after the basketball player?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. And last but not least, we have Carl. Carl, how are you?
Good, thanks. How are you?
Good. Good, Carl. I like your sweater.
Thank you.
You are welcome. Now we are going to introduce the categories. So our first category, all about Hagar, Daddy at Last, An Awesome God, The Covenant, and Sodom, oh Sodom. So we have predetermined our first contestant to go, and that will be Carl. So Carl, please pick your first category.
I'll go for An Awesome God for 500.
An Awesome God for 500, starting out big. Oh, wow. At the start of the show, we have our 2 folds. Ishmael was a result of human effort, but Isaac was a result of God's work. Isaac means this. All right, and Mina, go ahead.
Son of Laughter. What is Son of Laughter?
What is Son of Laughter? That is correct. So we have 500 points for Mina to start off. All right, so Mina takes away to the next category, please.
All About Hagar for 200.
All About Hagar for 200. Hagar was not a Hebrew, but was from this country. Okay, so Mina, go ahead.
Okay. What is Egypt?
What is Egypt? That is correct. All right, so Mina's on a little bit of a roll. Mina, go ahead. Next category.
All About Hagar for 300.
All About Hagar for 300. Ishmael is Hagar's son, meaning this. All right, Mark.
What is God who sees?
What is God who sees? That is not correct. Now, both of you have an opportunity to buzz in if you would like. All right, and that was incorrect. No one answered, so the correct answer is, what is God listens? All right, moving on. So we go back to Mark.
All right, all about Hagar for 400.
All About Hagar for 400. He will be a wild donkey of a man. A prophecy was told about this individual. All right, Carl, go ahead.
Who is Ishmael?
Who is Ishmael? That is correct. All right, Carl, so you will be picking our next category.
All About Hagar for 500.
All About Hagar for 500. Carl going big once again. Bir Lahei Roy. That was the name of the water well given by Hagar, which means this. All right, Mark, go ahead.
Who is God who sees?
Who is God who sees? That is correct. All right, Mark, take us away to our next category.
All right, Daddy at Last for 500.
Daddy at Last for 500, going big this game. Boys had to be this age to be circumcised. Carl, go ahead.
What is 8 days old?
What is 8 days old? That is correct. All right, Carl takes away.
Let's go with Daddy at Last for 400.
Daddy at Last for 400. Here we go. Signing a piece of paper is an easy thing when legally binding agreements. But Abram had to do this to keep his covenant with the Lord. All right, Mark, you buzzed in a little bit too soon again, so Mina, go ahead.
What is circumcision?
What is circumcision? That is correct. All right, Mina, take us away.
Sodom was Sodom for 400.
Sodom was Sodom for 400. Here we go. God destroyed Sodom because of this sin. All right, Mark.
What is sodomy?
What is sodomy? That is correct. What is sodomy, or what was homosexuality? All right, Mark, take us.
All right, let's finish all about Hagar 100.
All About Hagar for 100, the last point level. If Sarai was not suffering from this, she would have never given her maidservant to Abram. Mark, go ahead.
What is being barren?
What is being barren? That is correct. All right. All right, so now just to recap of the point levels before we go on. All right, so Mark has 700 points. Mina has 1,100 points after a couple of big wins, and Carl with 900. So that's where we stand at right now, just so our contestants are aware. All right, and now we're going to take a commercial break, and after we come back, we will continue with our next categories. See you after the break. Hi, and welcome back to Ins and Outs. We have an awesome game going on right now, and just before we continue, another recap. Mark sits at 700, Mina sits at 1,100, and Carl at 900. So we have a pretty competitive game going on right now. And we go back to Mark. So Mark, take us away with the category.
All right, can I get Daddy at last for 100?
Daddy at last for 100. Abram became a father for the first time when he was this age. All right, Mark, go ahead.
What is 86 years?
86 years, that is correct. Okay, Mark, back to you.
Daddy at last for 200?
Daddy at last for 200. God changed his name to Abraham, which means this. Mark, go ahead.
What is father of many nations?
What is father of many nations? That is correct. All right, Mark.
Daddy at last for 300.
Daddy last for 300, finishing off the category himself. It does not matter how old you are when given a new name. God changed Abram's name when he was this age. And Mark buzzed in a little too early again. Mina, go ahead.
What is 99 years old?
What is 99 years old? That is correct. All right, Mina.
Sodom for 300.
Sodom for 300. This was Abraham's title as God informed Abimelech in a dream. Carl, go ahead.
Who is a brother?
Who is a brother? That is not correct. Okay, Mark, go ahead.
What is a great prophet?
What is a great prophet? That is correct. All right, that was for 300. Mark, go ahead.
Sodom for 200.
Sodom for 200. If this many righteous people were in Sodom, God would not have destroyed it. All right, I think Carl goes answer this question.
What is 10?
What is 10? That is correct. All right. All right, Carl.
Sodom for 500.
Sodom for 500, finishing it off. Lot could not flee to the mountain, but to a village called Zoar, which means this. All right, Mina.
What is visitors?
What is visitors? That is not correct. So if anyone else would like to answer the question, they have the opportunity to. All right, and this question is not going to get answered. The correct answer is what is very small. All right, and now we go back to Carl. Go ahead.
Let's go with the covenant for 500.
The covenant for 500. Carl is just going big right now. Yes, listen to what I say. This character means God will listen. All right, Mark, go ahead.
Who is Isaac?
Who is Isaac? That is incorrect. All right, Carl's going to take a shot at it.
Who is Sarah?
Who is Sarah? That is incorrect. All right, and Mina does not wish to answer the question, so the answer is who was Ishmael? So we're back to Carl again.
Let's go with the covenant for 400.
The covenant for 400, finishing it off all the big ones, eh? All right, and we have a twofold. All right, so just a quick reminder of how this works. Carl now gets the opportunity to wager as many points as he would like. If he gets it correct, he gets the same amount of points added on. If he gets it incorrect, he gets it deducted from his point level, and only he can answer the question within the time span. If not, then we'll go on to the other contestants. So, Carl, how much would you like to wager?
700, please.
You'd like to wager 700? Okay, so here's the question. Some claim that the three men who appear to our father Abraham are the Holy Trinity, but the Coptic Church believes that they were actually this. Now, I can read it for you one more time if you'd like.
Yes, please.
Yes, okay, here we go. Some claim that the three men who appear to our father Abraham are the Holy Trinity, but the Coptic Church believes that they were actually this.
Who is Jacob and...
You have 5 seconds.
Slipping my mind. slipping my mind.
Who is Jacob? Will you go in with that answer? No? All right. That is obviously incorrect. All right. So Carl loses now 700 points. And the answer is, who is our Lord Jesus Christ and two of his angels? Okay. So just for a point recap now, Mark has 800 points, Mina has 900 points, and Carl has minus 400 points. So we've all kind of dropped down a little. All right, and now we're going back to Mark. Or no, we're going back to Carl. Okay, so Carl, go ahead.
An awesome God for 400.
An awesome God for 400. All right, let's try to get these. For nothing is impossible for God. Ask Sarah about this, as she was conceived when she was this age. All right, Mark, go ahead.
What is 90 years?
What is 90 years old? That is correct. All right, and Mark, go ahead.
Awesome God for 300.
Awesome God for 300. Here we go. At the very time God had promised him, our father Abraham got Isaac when he was this age. All right. I think Mark buzzed in a little early that time, so it goes to Mina. Mina, go ahead.
What is 100 years old?
What is 100 years old? That is correct. All right. Mina, go ahead.
The covenant for 300?
The covenant for 300. Here we go. When our father Abraham saw them, he bowed to the ground. All right. Mark, go ahead.
Who are the three men?
Who were the three men? That is correct. All right.
An awesome God for 200.
An awesome God for 200. Here we go. If your name is Sarah, you don't have to act spoiled just because it means this. All right, Mark, go ahead.
What is a mother of nations?
What is a mother of nations? That is incorrect. So if our other two contestants would like to take a shot at it, if you do get it incorrect, you will get the points deducted, just to remind you. All right, no answer from our contestants, but the correct answer is, what is princess? What is princess? Okay, we go back to Mark. Go ahead.
All right, can I get the covenant for 200?
The covenant for 200. You seem excited about
No,
this
I
one.
just-
Okay, all right. Rarely a man would be circumcised at this age, but our father Abraham was circumcised at this age. All right, Mark, go ahead.
What is 99 years?
What is 99 years old? That is correct. And Mark's on a little bit of a roll here. All right. Mark, go ahead.
All right, the covenant for 100.
The covenant for 100, finishing off our 100s. Okay. God refused to establish this covenant with Ishmael and instead established it with this biblical character. All right, Carl, go ahead.
Who is Isaac?
Who is Isaac? That is correct. All right. Carl, go ahead.
Sodom for 100.
Sodom for 100. All right. These two were sent to Sodom. Carl, go ahead.
Who are two angels?
Who are two angels? Okay, perfect. And we go back to the last
I think I'll
category.
choose 100. Awesome
Who,
God.
all right, awesome God for 100. Not only our father Abraham, but also Sarai had her name changed to this. All right, I think Mina was answered in on this one. Go ahead.
What is Sarah?
What
Or who is Sarah?
What is Sarah? All right, that is correct. All right, and as we have finished our categories, after we come back, we're going to go into our final question. But before we do that, we're going to take a little commercial break. So we'll see you right after this. Welcome back to Ins and Outs. Before the commercial break, our contestants were shown the final category, and they wagered as many points as they wanted, as up to what they had. And now we're going to show them the final question. So the final question, contestants. Moab was Lot's son from his older daughter, which means this. Again, one more time. Moab was Lot's son from his older daughter, which means this. right, and we're going to start off with Carl. So Carl, please show us what your answer was and how much you wagered.
Not too sure.
Okay, so
Moabites.
what is of the
Moabites?
and how much did you wager? 199. You want to leave with a positive. All
good
right.
man.
Okay, and moving on to Mina. Go ahead. You can
Yep.
show us your answer.
Yeah, this definitely was not chapter 16 to 20, but maybe definitely man
you-
of war. Who is a man of war?
Who is a man of war? Okay, and how much did you wager?
Go big or go home.
1,300. Okay, all right. And
job.
Mark, go ahead.
I
Show
got
us-
what is blank?
What is question mark? Okay,
Yeah.
and that is, well, probably incorrect. And how much did you wager? 1,101. Okay, very interesting. Okay, all right. And now we will see the answer and decide the fate of our contestants. So the answer is, what is from the father? All right, and so Mark finishes out the episode a winner with 399 points, Mina with 0 points, and Carl with a positive 1 point. So yes, congratulations, Mark. All right, and that concludes this episode of Ins and Outs, but make sure to tune in next time. And for you studying at home, we will be moving on to Genesis chapters 21 to 25. So please study those, and join us next time on Ins and Outs.